like you were the identifying like transcendent player at your position, say for extended period when they consider you when your era comes up. And Antonio Brown is absolutely that cat when it's all said and done. I mean, you're talking Julio Jones and that realm, but dude, that conversation starts with Antonio Brown. So despite all the assholing that he's done, that shit he did in between them white lines, dog, is undeniable in terms of being the transcendent receiver in the football during the prime of his era for at least a decade. So that's undeniable, dog. He gonna get in. I
He
promise
might
you.
not. He might not get in because he's not even top 20 in receiving or top 20 in receiving touchdowns. He's 24 for receiving yards right now currently, and in receiving touchdowns, he's damn near 30th. He's probably not going to get into the Hall of Fame
And bro, he played for too many teams,
because
dog.
that's it,
And
and that's the same thing Chad Johnson has an issue with right now.
Oh my
Why he might not
god.
get into the league. I mean, to the Hall of Fame. So let's not go and say he's going to get into the Hall of Fame.
They're giving him his own documentary. They ain't gonna give him no Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think the Hall of Fame is out. They gonna look at more of his because they don't look at your off field shit, right?
Well, Rocky, just
They
make
look at
sure you
everything that's
open a
on field.
room when he goes into the Hall of Fame, and make sure, please,
Please do not give
please
everybody an
make sure
apology.
Sleepless opens a room when he goes.
All right, make sure you got your Antonio Brown jersey on.
I'm not a Steelers fan, a Bucks fan, or
Oh, my
neither.
bad.
Or
Thought you was going
I'm
hard
a
for him. My
sports
bad.
I'm a sports analyst. I observe and I love
I
sports.
mean, either way,
Just
none of us know,
because.
so there's that.
Right. He had
Hey,
it
what
coming.
that
What'd you
nigga
say?
It's
do?
not a surprise.
They said what?
Antonio Brown did a Joanna
I
Man.
didn't hear what Rocky said. What did you
I said
say?
either way, we don't. None of us know, so there's
Exactly.
that.
No facts, but I'm gonna
That's
put it like
true.
this: if Brandon Marshall gets into the Hall of Fame, then he'll get into the Hall of Fame. But until I see Brandon Marshall going, Antonio
So I'm
Brown to me is
saying
not
the
going in.
Brandon
problematic
Marshall not in it.
receivers like that
I said
can't
until he
get
goes
in.
in. If he goes in, then I'll say Antonio Brown has a chance.
Like, yo, imagine this, y'all. Imagine this. What is what is it Antonio Brown's speech gonna say? What would he say in front of those people?
Buddha. He stripped his clothes off. Like you remember the first part of Joanna Man. He stripped down naked, well, damn near naked, and left the field.
What the?
Like, what is he gonna say? What is his opening?
What?
Yo, you could
I'll
play
The
tell you
same
you
one
could
thing.
thing
do
though.
anything.
You
The
know what?
same
The
He better
thing he
dude's
not.
said.
probably tired.
Yeah, that ain't
Okay,
the Hall of
so
Fame
Wait a
behavior on the
minute.
field though.
oh, okay,
He
cool.
gonna say the same thing he
Good talk.
said to the Raiders before he left.
I'll tell you one thing though. He better not.
What?
He better not apologize because
Who
I ain't
said
hearing that
anything
shit no more.
like that?
Hey, what was his speech afterwards?
There wasn't no speech, nigga.
He's on
I think
Twitter
Nigga
shooting
dropped
he
the
off
put
funk on
content.
hashtag
their ass.
Big
Hey
Mac.
man, real quick, let me give y'all some perspective on those of you that are like literally entertaining the ridiculous notion that he's not getting in. Calvin Johnson just got enshrined. Antonio Brown has more Pro Bowls and more All Pros, the same number of touchdowns and more yards right now. And Calvin Johnson just went first ballot. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about.
He
So
also
You
only
talking about
played.
them
He
ugly
also only
ass
played
glasses on your bald ass head,
He also only played 10 seasons.
fake
So you have
ass
to also put that
Morpheus?
into perspective.
Chill out, Rocky.
Oh,
He
my
only played
bad. I
10
thought I
seasons.
was
So
on
nigga
mute.
Rocky stupid.
so
He got
so when
clown for that
comparing all
motherfucker.
so when comparing stuff like that, you also have to look into accountability that he only played 10 years. So you have to also, how many more would he have if he would have played longer? And he was on the Lions, so you can't even do that.
Of course I can do that. It's production is production.
Yeah, but it's 10 years of production. So
but yeah,
so
you have to look over overall, not just you have to look at overall
Antonio
production.
Brown's been in the league what 15, 16 years compared to 10. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He did what it took AB
Antonio
for.
Brown came in the league in 2010, bro.
Yeah, this is 2021, 11 years.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
didn't play what, 2 of those
the,
years?
the first 2 years he didn't play. He was on the bench.
Okay, so perspective, right? Like in
Like,
basketball,
what the hell are we talking about?
do we do this? Like for instance, like how long did Jordan play? Does anybody know?
Yeah, two.
I think Jordan got
84 to
28.
2000? I think.
Okay.
That's
And then
16
how
years,
long has
17 years.
right?
You count the years he was out, so actual what?
Yeah,
Probably
Oh,
what?
go for he played
Yeah,
14,
because
15.
oh,
he left one of them years and played baseball.
No, it was 17.
hey,
Okay.
hold on,
So
my bad,
17.
right.
my bad. Hold on, my bad. I have to
Yeah,
correct something.
17.
Calvin Johnson only played 8 seasons into the NFL. I apologize. He played 07 to 15. That's 8 seasons. My bad. I apologize.
So my
Thank
perspective
you for
is
clearing
this:
that up,
like,
bro.
just like we don't sit here and discredit people who have shorter lifespans in the sport.
Can
Like
we agree though?
LeBron,
Can we agree though?
LeBron,
Times are
and
changing though,
hold
Dre.
on. I mean, of course, time is changing.
They're making examples of niggas. I just don't see it. But you know, y'all got the answers because y'all the sports here.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm open to listening, but I find it hard when certain players have antics on and off the court too, and they made it in. Probably not first ballot, but they eventually made it in.
Like
And then
who?
to use this and to use it, we already just gave an example. Then to use the notion that one player played longer than the other. So we don't do that in any other sport. That doesn't matter. An accolade is an accolade. Touchdowns are touchdown, no matter if you played 8 years or you played 15. We sit here and we have LeBron who's playing 19 years in comparison to a shorter uh sports career in Jordan, but we still compare them and talk about them being goats. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
My never mind. I compared him to Brandon Marshall. I didn't compare him to Calvin Johnson. Somebody else brought up Calvin Johnson.
Yeah. And we not talking about antics. There's a difference between somebody getting speeding tickets and somebody getting arrested for manslaughter. Like, there's a difference. T.O., y'all want to use T.O.? T.O.
T.O.
didn't
never
have
got
to
in
sit.
trouble. He
This is
never
what I'm
got in
trying to
trouble
say. He
outside the
never
line.
got in trouble in the law.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier to Darren.
Like, that's two different things. AB literally got arrested 2 times. 2 times.
And
One
a
with his
fake
baby mother, the other one
vaccination.
for throwing stuff off the damn
At the
balcony, almost
moving
hit
guy.
somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And I
like,
thought he hit the moving guy too. So yep. So
yeah, like
The
this
bro,
different.
I get that because he definitely got his issues, and that's those issues are the reason that I'm certain he'll have to wait to get in. But I think ultimately, bro, because of how good he was, as long as he was, he's going to eventually get in. That's my only statement. I'm not refuting anything you say.
Okay, Mr. Brown, do you think Brandon Marshall is a Hall of Famer?
Fringe,
French.
fringe.
Do you think
I don't think he's closer to getting in when you look at the totality of his career versus
Okay, but he has
Antonio
the
Brown.
same numbers as Antonio Brown, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but
So, and his numbers are a little bit better. So that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
So,
no. I'm like I said, Fringe just because of how he's remembered playing wise. Because again, I was a Brandon Marshall fan.
I mean, he
Uh,
has records. I
how
mean,
many
he
how
has
many teams he played for total?
what is
three?
Denver, the
Three.
Jets.
damn near the same amount that
About three, that three or
Yeah,
four teams,
about
right?
three
Like
teams.
Three. Yeah,
Antonio
three.
Brown did.
Nah, he was on the
Yeah.
Bears
about
too.
this about the same
Bears
amount
4.
as
He was
Antonio Brown, and
Would
he
He's on
I
also has
4.
now
he
if
also has
now I'll
records.
say this, man. I'll say this, bro. If I were a voter, yes. To answer your question, if I were a voter, Brandon Marshall getting in, hell yeah,
But
because
okay, what the first thing you said was Fringe, right? So that means
no,
borderline.
no, I was thinking in terms of how what my perception is of how he's viewed from those that talk about the shit like in the media. If
No,
it were me
no,
voting,
I get that. I get that.
yeah,
So you're saying borderline basically was borderline. So you put somebody with a resume of AB on the field and off the field issues, and Brandon
mm-mm.
Marshall didn't really have on the field issues. He had some, some
I mean
mental
off field
health
stuff,
issues.
right?
He took time off to take care of himself.
Hmm.
Um, and you're saying he's borderline, but somebody who has off the field and on the field issues, and just went out the way he just went out. Everybody's gonna remember that. So voting, they're not gonna put him in. Everyone's gonna
That's what I'm
remember that.
saying. I believe that.
His last his last thing is stripping off his helmet, shoulder pads, throwing it on the bench,
I still haven't
running
seen that
away,
yet, by the way.
doing jumping jacks, throwing his shirt into the stands,
and
giving
Tom
everybody a
Brady won
peace
the
sign.
game without him. And Tom Brady won the
And
game without
okay,
him.
we
They're
know that.
always
We
gonna
know
say
that.
that.
Wait a minute. So say that again because I still haven't seen what he did. So say that again.
Nigga left in the
So
middle of the game.
You haven't
left in
seen
the
it?
middle of the game, took off his helmet, shoulder pads, threw it on the bench, took his his
Shirt.
Under Armour shirt his gloves,
on his
threw it in the
gloves.
stand, did jumping jacks, you
In the
know,
middle
in
of
the
the
Yes.
middle
game.
of the
But
game,
did we talk
told
Yes.
about
everybody
why
peace,
he did
Wow.
this
told
Hey
everybody
respectfully?
Darren,
peace,
hey
Yeah, we
Darren,
spoke
go
about it.
Yeah,
Darren, go look at it. It's on YouTube right now.
yeah. I
told
can check it out.
everybody peace,
You think he
told
gonna be in the Hall of
everybody
I'm
Fame for
pulling
what
it
he
up.
did?
I'm pulling it up now. Hold on.
told
But
Oh,
did
everybody
he
we
was
talk
in.
That's
about
crazy
why
as
he
shit.
did this? Did we talk about why we
Yes.
did
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
That's
yeah, they're
crazy as
like
hell. I gotta go see this.
It's as far as the
Yeah, he
money
crazy,
aspect,
man.
that's what we talked about.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we
somebody
did
Oh,
talk
okay.
spoke on.
about
I
that.
just wanted to make sure because I think if I was losing that much money, you intentionally not throwing the ball to me, and we saw it before with Victor Cruz, I'm taking my shit off too. I'm
Yeah,
throwing it in the
but that
stands, and
has to
we
be
y'all can
rolling
fair,
out.
say,
Chuck.
hold on,
But
hold
he
on,
still got a
But
Those
game
have
hell,
to
though.
be
bench warmers
fair.
get paid too though. Bench warmers get paid too though. You
hold
feel
on.
me? He was
You're
just in the
saying
game.
intentionally
They
not
just want
throwing
throwing him
him
the
the.
ball.
Hold on, she said intentionally not throwing the ball when they asked him to get back in the game. He said no because I'm injured. Do you not see that? There's also reports from that. So it's
So
not that.
you gotta tell it in the
And
chronological order. Like he said he was injured, right? And then he went back in, and then he got upset because now he's not getting targets. So I guess
no, no,
his
no. He got it set.
thinking
He got it
his
set that
thinking
Tom Brady.
was
Oh, good.
like, yo, I'm not gonna be out here and you still not throwing me the ball. So then that's when he went to the sideline and had to spout with Arians and was like, yo, I'm out here injured and I'm not getting the ball. And Arians was like, yo, well, if you ain't gonna get back in, like get out. So that's when he started uh before he started throwing the single, Mike Evans went to go talk to him. It was like telling him to chill, like, bro. He was like, no, I'm not chilling. Da, 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 da. That's when he started taking his stuff off and throwing off. So it don't really got nothing to do with the incentives. You know, he's feeling like, yo, I'm out here injured and then I'm in the game and you're still not throwing me the ball.
So
Rocco, you
I
He's
have a
said
only
Can we
played
question
can
that
about
we
that.
But
one
it
add
has
some
game.
I have a
can
question
we
everything
about
to
add
that.
do
some
with
Yo, one
context
mic,
to
incentives.
y'all,
him
one
not
mic.
can we add some context about him not being thrown the ball? If you go back and you look at his
Correct.
receptions,
That's what I'm
he
going to.
did no. I'm not no. What I'm saying is Tom Brady was actually throwing him the ball. I don't think and
Mm-mm.
I listened. Hold on,
mm-mm.
Shannon, because I sat there and I listened to Ryan Clark and I listened to Ryan Clark and Dan Orlovsky talk about this morning.
The NFL has a
Whenever I
hold of your
know
signal, Tandia.
um, can you hear me now? It's where I'm at. I'm driving.
Yeah, now I
I
can.
typically okay, so when I'm typically like listening to anybody that played the game of football or listen to any professionals, I typically like to listen to Ryan Clark, Marcus Spears, Dan Orlovsky, and they were talking about it this morning, and he actually Antonio's biggest reception yesterday was for like 21 yards yesterday, and I think he was only like a couple reception shy because what I didn't know was the previous week because of certain amount of receptions that he got a bonus last week. He got $1 million
Mm-hmm.
bonus last week. So
Yep.
I'm not of the belief that the reason why he threw this whole pitch fit, I don't think Tom Brady was intentionally not throwing him the ball, because if you really think about it and you pay attention, I didn't realize this with Tampa. They're missing a lot of key pieces on
Receivers.
the feet. They're missing a lot of receivers. So I don't think Tom Brady, especially the person that took Antonio Brown in, made like a lot of he really went to bat for AB. I don't think he would intentionally not throw AB the ball, especially with them being not having weapons on the field. That would make the situation even worse, because when you go back and you look at that game in the third quarter, Tampa Bay was down. So I
But
don't think it was an intentional.
But
I personally don't think it had anything to do with the money aspect of that.
but
I don't see that.
but this is
I
this has
agree.
actually been done before. Like this is well known. So if you have truly talked to receivers and you
Yeah, but we
truly do
talking
know
about
this,
this
this is
specific situation though. We not talking about other people.
hold on. I respectfully listened to everybody. I didn't interrupt.
Well,
But
you came in interrupted to be honest, but go ahead though, because you came in hot.
this I did not come in hot. That's not
All
true.
right, go
But
ahead, Shannon.
this has been done with
Sheesh.
receivers previously. So this is well known within the NFL that they do this so teams don't have to pay people.
Hey
So
Shannon,
to act
Yeah,
like
but they
But that's
wasn't
not
they
yeah, but
wasn't
that's
doing
not
to
that
the
this
act like
time.
this is
situation.
not a thing, it
This is not this
actually is a
situation.
thing.
Hold
Shannon,
on,
if
Like,
that
Shannon.
was,
like,
can
do
I
you
say something?
watch
Shannon, if that was
football?
the situation, then you would have seen it way before this
Go look
one
up
week.
what Victor
Like
Cruz said because it happened to him
okay,
too.
but
Okay,
This ain't
that's
got
You know
Victor
nothing to
that
do with
Victor
Cruz.
happened.
Victor
Cruz in this
Cruz.
situation is not the same thing. He
Yeah,
still had a
like, did
whole
you?
nother week to get all that bonus and all that. So it has nothing to do with the touches. To personally me, I think Antonio Brown's just a selfish individual player, and I think he let his ego get to
Yeah, I
his
Facts.
feel
head.
that way too.
And he's been doing. It's not
Facts.
like this is his first incident. He was. I'm a Patriots fan. When he was with us, there was reports of him doing selfish shit. Like we run a tight ship. He didn't even want to show up on time and felt he was bigger than the team. That's like you can't be bigger than a team in the NFL. Go be in the NBA if you want to do that. Go play golf if you want to do that. But in the NFL, you have to be a team player. So I have feel
So,
like it's just him being selfish at
so
the end of the day.
I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I watched him since he got in the league. Right, he's used to this. Big Ben used to throw him the ball whether he's triple covered. Tom is not doing that. If you look at any of Tom's games, and you could I don't know who said he was a Patriots fan, but if you watch, Tom throw to the open person. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? He don't really force the ball like that. And you know, he had that luxury of good route calls and scheming that there was always someone open. Even when he threw it to Gronk, he never look at the games. Gronk was never triple covered. So he's not throwing you that last third quarter, right? Because when I watch the game, I'm sorry, I played ball my whole life. You know what I mean? Like I watch it from a different eye. AB was covered. That's why Bronk was getting the ball. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nobody else was in the game who that was enough of a threat to take a single coverage. So AB was double covered. Gronk was open. You get what I'm saying? AB is used to Ben throwing to him in triple coverage.
Hey
You get
Rocco,
what I'm
you do
saying? So he felt like, yo, like nigga, I'm open and I'm hurt. Throw me the ball. You get what I'm saying? Like I can still make plays.
Rocco,
And
you do
that's not
realize.
Tom's game.
Hold on, you do realize they played all last season together, right?
Yeah,
Okay, and they didn't have this issue. That's
at
not
all.
the issue. That's not the issue at all.
But
That's
they
not.
weren't also. But
Bro,
let's
they
be
didn't
fair.
have
But
all their
let's be clear.
receivers.
They weren't.
You understand what I'm saying?
They also had more weapons than
No,
what they
because
do
Exactly.
Chris
right
God. Hold on,
now.
hold on. Chris Godwin was definitely. This is why I say, do people actually watch the games?
I mean,
Chris Godwin
I
last
mean,
year.
I do watch
Hold
the
on, hold
games,
on,
but all
hold
I'm
on.
saying is like last year they were not they were
No,
not depleted at the wide receiver
they
position
definitely were.
during this
Go,
time last year.
go look at Chris Godwin.
Yeah, they
He
was.
def- he definitely had a broken
Mike
hand.
Evans was out last year
Hold
during
on,
this
Mike
time.
Evans.
Nope,
Hold on,
Mike
Mike
Evans
Mike
Evans
Evans.
played.
was not
Mike
out
Evans
last year.
played. Mike Evans only
Mike
missed
Evans
one
played
game due to
yesterday.
COVID.
I know he
Mike Evans
did.
only missed.
I know he
Mike
did.
Evans on. Mike Evans only missed one game due to COVID. Chris Godwin got injured this year with an ACL. Last year he was injured with a broken hand, damn near the whole season. That's what I'm saying. Do people really pay attention to the games, or are they just watching highlights?
And my thing
No,
is, why
I
is
mean
it
I
okay
watched
for
the game.
my thing?
No,
Why is
I'm
it
just
okay for
asking because
Antonio to do it? Like that would be like when Scotty Miller get back in the lineup. Just like, well, fuck it, y'all not throwing me the ball. He was a big contributor factor last year, but this year he
Hmm.
just got out of rotation. It seems like every time Antonio Brown gets out of rotation or he's not in favor, he lashes out and
He
does a bunch
has
of
he has
bullshit.
Facts.
yeah, yeah.
bro, he wasn't. This is why I have a hard time believing that he really hasn't been in the rotation the whole season. He's been cool. He literally got injured. You feel me? And if I tell this person I'm injured and they tell me get the fuck off the sidelines, you feel me? As an individual from wherever you're from, you're not just gonna take that lightly. You
How
feel me?
many games did he Antonio miss this year due to injury, and how many games
I,
did he miss due to suspension?
But that was
He
he
missed
missed
suffering.
three
about
games due
five,
to
It
six
suspension,
happened
games.
and
it
he's
happened
missed
at
at
the
least
same
five.
time.
Nobody
He's
told him to go
I
get a
mean,
fake
the
COVID
injuries
test.
ain't have anything to do with his
No, no,
attitude,
no,
though.
no,
The
no, no.
injuries ain't had to do with his attitude at all.
Somebody said something about being out of the rotation, and all I did was just ask how I knew but right before the suspension he was out. He
yeah,
was
he's been out
out due
at
to
least
his
5 weeks.
injury.
He's been at
Yeah,
least out 5 weeks.
yeah, so I'm not really sure like this whole out of the rotation thing, like if he was out for injury and out of for suspension, I don't see this whole out of the rotation thing.
I'm just saying because
I don't
Tom
know.
Brady. I'm just saying because Tom Brady this year has focused on getting. For some reason, Mike Evans has gotten the bulk of the target. If you watch the game, he's got the majority of the targets. He gets all the deep balls, things like that. Now Antonio Brown and Cameron Brate has been his safety net in the end zone. You feel me? And then when they got injured, he's kind of like throwing Godwin in there and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. He's kind of been out of the rotation.
I mean, can we be real and say that and realize that, hey, Antonio Brown did not handle this correctly? I mean, you seen what happened with OBJ and Baker Mayfield, and look where OBJ's at now.
Big
I,
facts.
me
Yo,
personally, Will, I can't
that's
do that because honestly, I just think
You in the league?
everybody was emotional. I think everybody was emotional yesterday as far as the Buccaneers, and I think he should still be on the team. This is me. Even though I don't think he's going to be a Hall of Famer because of this incident, I think he should still be on the team
So you're saying that
No.
he should
that
still
CT
be on the
got
team
kicked in mid game.
when
because I think
man
he needs
pretty much
help. I
did
think he needs
a
help.
Joanna man and stripped down and
W-
left. So
Will, because
you feel that's acceptable?
I
You
believe in giving people
apparently
help.
never played, man. He quit. Yes, man.
I just
No,
want to
I
say
understand.
that through 16, I just want to say this through 16 games, Antonio Brown has only played seven of
I
those games.
I said he's been out for about 8 weeks. So
Yeah, yeah.
next
I'm
week would have
still
been his
trying to
So
eighth.
figure
in
out the
seven
logic where
games,
you said
he
what
has
he did
42
was
catches.
acceptable.
He
He has
should have just
42
paid his
catches
cook,
and
man. Then
13.
he'd be straight.
So 7 games, he has 4 touchdowns and what? How many receptions? 42. So in 7 games, what's 7 divided by 42? What?
6.
Six.
Almost seven. Like almost 6 receptions a game. That's great numbers. Like, so I don't get how he's upset that he's not getting the ball for this one particular game, and you've
That's
been
why
out.
I'm saying this doesn't make sense. And people want to say he quit. I don't think he quit. It's more to the story than what they're saying. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is I think I would still have AB on the team. That's all I'm saying. I would get him some help too.
I say you
So
work your
you're
whole life.
saying
You play
real
you play
quick, real
Pop
quick, real
Warner,
quick,
you play
real
Pop
quick.
Warner, you play middle school, you play high school, you play college. Your dream is to get to the NFL. And I'm not saying he's not mentally unstable, but when you get there, that's like the highlight of your life. You work your whole life for that. So regardless of what incentives you have or your contract and things of that nature, these players should be grateful. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going back on mute.
I'm going to continue to ask this question. So Tari, you there, Tari? Or Rocky,
Yeah,
one
I'm
of the two?
here.
Okay. All right. So Tari, say you're the manager at Amazon, right?
Hmm.
And you like I'd be asked for overtime hours, and I stopped getting my overtime hours. And then finally, I'd be like, man, forget this. I take off my vest, strip down to my boxers. Would you let me come back to work the next day?
Absolutely not.
But he just strips down to his boxers, and this. Come on, man.
It's the same
Yeah,
shit.
nah.
It's
You
I'm gonna
take
give
your
you
shit off
It's
in
I'm
the
gonna give you
not.
a
morning.
It's
bad resume.
football, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's
give you a bad
football.
resume.
It's only so many. It's only so many layers that you got on already. That's not the same thing.
so if you was coaching the Buccaneers,
You
how you
strip
gonna look
you
your
strip
team in the eye
you
knowing
strip
you
that
allow him to come back?
uniform off and you take your clothes off in the middle of a game and leave. That is definitely grounds for you not coming fucking back. I'm sorry. If they fire you that way.
Right. All right, what
Man,
up, y'all?
I'm very, like I said, I'm keeping him on the
Oh,
team.
Mike.
That's y'all.
I
Yeah.
mean,
And
I like to live in that utopian idea, fantasy too. That
Me
we
too.
as black people can do some outlandish shit and still keep our jobs.
Not the
And
And
utopia
Hey,
fantasy.
Will.
and the
Hey, what up,
thing
Will?
is it's not his first outburst. I can see if this was his first issue, but he's been a problem. Regardless
Right.
of what layers you pull under
If
and what the factors are, this
if
ain't his
Tom
first
Brady
time.
want him back, he'll come back regardless.
Hey, I read some shit this morning that, correct me if I'm wrong, but basically it said something about his ankle. He wasn't ready to play, and they
yeah,
was trying to make him play, right?
yeah.
So I got a cold story because pretty much that's how my overseas career ended, and it doesn't mean that it was right, but it was the same situation where I was hurt, but it was the opposite. I was ready to play, and the coach didn't put me in. So at halftime, I was angry, and I literally was I stood up and was like, I want to play, and he was like, Yo, sit down, shut up, and I was like, Yo, whoop, whoop, and I end up like not sitting down, and he told me to get out and shit. That was I was going home 2 days later. So I mean, I kind of understand where he's coming from with the frustration with your body, but that does not make it right. Like at the end of the day, like I just feel like he could have handled it, and he could have just sat down. If anything, just sit your ass on the bench. You know what I mean, and just shut up. That was it. You know what I mean. Not only you got to realize that you representing with that jersey on, you represent millions of fans. You represent the organization. You represent the whole
The
nigga, just
city,
everything.
the
A
team,
city, just
everything.
everything. So when you do that and you take that off, we all know what that means. Like if you take some off and throw it, or you take some of that clothing off and throw it, you're pretty much saying, "Fuck."
everything that jersey represents. You know what I mean? And I just was like, yo, that shit ain't cool. Like,
Let's look at his track record, bro. Like let's not isolate this incident. Let's look at overall AB's overall demeanor and decorum in the league, bro. Like
And
he
look,
stays
Disrespect to
this
Pittsburgh.
the
Disrespect
day
to the Rams.
the,
Raiders.
the days of Dennis Rodman are over and done with, where you can be a problem and still be the man. Like that's over with. Like they don't. That's they'll go get somebody and replace you in the New York Minute.
You come get
So it's
them, they
like
come a dime a dozen now.
that's all I'm saying. And as great as AB was, he's not the greatest. He's not the best receiver in the league no more. He's half best, and he's a risk. So it's like, I mean, come on, man. It's like even if somebody says so, you got there's a level of professionalism that you have to maintain when you at that period. If you work at McDonald's, there's a level you take off your M at McDonald's and throw it at somebody over the fries. Your ass is
Not the
not coming
M.
back. You won't be on fries tomorrow. Like
so,
You
it's
gonna
a
be on
wrap.
Friday?
so why do the people of
Facts.
color the only ones that got to hold professionalism?
That's not. I
That's
don't. I
not
don't believe
true.
that. I don't believe that to be true. If you tee off on somebody in the middle of a game and disrobe in front of, I don't know, 25, 30,000 fans. How many of you people was there yesterday? You disrobe and you throw your jersey and you do all this kind of stuff. I mean, what choice are you giving the front office? Like you could have kept that in house
Kyle,
if you wasn't happy.
People are getting fired from jobs where they not holding decorum when they're not at a job and they get caught. So what you think would happen if you're at the job and you do some shit like that? Like
right,
if a white person get caught being racist and we make that shit go viral, they're gonna lose their job.
right.
So if
And
you
not
at
only
my
that,
job, come
he
on.
paraded around the field. I'm like, come on, bro.
Come on, man.
Yeah, where everybody
That's
recording
not
that
and
junk. You feel me?
that
No,
and
so
that's what
everybody
I'm
was
saying,
recording that.
bro. When you parade around the field, that's saying like I'm gonna be honest, he was like saying, yo, this is attention. I want this shit to be about me. And bro, as we know, I don't give a fuck what program you in. The program is always bigger than you, bro. So all you had to do was take your shit off, walk behind that bench, and walk into that tunnel. But you're waving and you like waving goodbye to everybody. Like, come on, bro. You were literally asking for attention,
Were they
bro.
in the middle of a play or was it like a
In the
timeout?
middle
Middle
of
of
a
a play,
game.
bro. And
Ain't no
that's what it
way.
was.
Ain't
That's what
middle
it
of the
was,
game,
bro.
middle of a play,
In the
and he
middle
just
of the
shut the whole
game.
play. Okay. Damn.
Like they were supposed to go back on the field. The team is running out on the field like good
Okay.
transition, and they look at the end, and this nigga running on the end line with his shirt waving, giving peace signs and shit.
So, have you guys touched on the financial part? Like, because again,
Yeah,
I
we
don't,
already
I
talked.
don't really watch sports like that, but I know with sports, don't they
We
sign
we already, we
sign?
already
Don't they
covered.
sign contracts, and you have to fill that contract? If you don't fill that contract, isn't like certain, things that happen if you don't fulfill your contract, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
You talking
so
you
so in
talking about
sports,
the incentives, the 300,000 here, the 300,000 there,
I
but the whole
I
the
don't.
whole go, go
What I'm
ahead,
saying
go
is
go
that,
ahead.
so say if I'm a sports player, and again, I don't watch sports, so maybe I should watch sports. I'll fucking know this. That when I get signed, and then this my sign on, this how much I'll make. Do they give me all that up front, or is it broken down in phases? They just have to pay some of that back because he didn't
Now he has
fulfill his
incentives.
thing.
He has a base salary. He has a base salary, and then they incentivize certain things. You get over certain, you get these many touchdown passes. You get this. You get this extra 300,000. You catch these for these many yards. You get this incentive. And the thing about it is, he was saying that he wasn't fit to go back in the game. So they were clearly like prepared to like help him meet his incentives. They told him to go back in the game. He said he didn't want to go back in the game. So what can they do?
Was
You
he gonna be
can't.
penalized for not meeting incentives?
No, I'm saying no. He won't
No,
be
you just don't get
penalized,
the
but he just
money. You
he
just
just won't get him. He just
Okay.
won't get him. He
Now
just
for
won't
his
get him.
salary, they now in sports, do they pay his salary all up front,
He
like the
getting
day
his
he
salary.
signed?
He got his salary when he signed. He got
Okay.
paid. When he got paid, he got paid a league minimum because again, this is not his first rodeo. Antonio has a history of insubordination and alienating teammates and
Oh, that's
alienating
tough.
front office. This is his history. This is not something. This is not an aberration. This is regular business for Antonio Brown. So at the end of the day, he'll never play in the league again. Nobody's gonna take a chance on him.
Now,
Nobody.
is he like that guy? Is he that nigga like kind of like LeBron
No, it's a
is
wrap,
to the
bro. It's
NBA,
a wrap. He's not a
where he
three. He's not a 3,000
does he
square
hold
feet.
weight?
Nah, man, it's a wrap. It's
Oh
receivers
damn.
coming out every year better than him. Like he had his time. He's not real estate. He's not a 3,000 square feet like loft in Soho.
Yeah.
He's not that. He's a pretty Benz. He's a pretty Benz that got drove off the lot like 10 years ago, and it's like 120,000 miles on that Benz. It's still pretty, but it don't hold the weight that it once held, bro. No,
Yeah.
he's not.
That's tough. Damn. Sheesh.
Barber vibes. You had something to say, bro? I thought I heard you. I thought.
mm-mm.
I definitely heard him.
I mean, was it a money problem though? Because if it was a money problem, he should have said something in the beginning to the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday was the last game of the season. You feel me? So was it a money problem for real?
Fuck you, Raj.
Nah, bro.
I'm just saying, bro.
Antonio just Antonio doesn't. Antonio wants the world to revolve around him. It doesn't. It's the NFL for a reason. I do realize that it's racism in the NFL, but this is not that case, bro. Like this dude just has he's sporadically insane, bro, and he needs help. And from a professional standpoint, he needs to go and like really like he needs to embrace mental health, like getting his mental health right because at the end of the day, he don't even supposed to be back in the league. Like Brady made them take a chance on him. Like he was already X'd out of the league, bro, for what he pulled in Pittsburgh and for what he pulled with the Raiders. It was already a wrap. Brady begged them. Brady made them go sign him.
Do you guys feel like that he may have fumbled the bag? I mean, does he have kids and shit?
Yeah, he got kids.
Oh damn.
Ain't that what he got in trouble for? Some domestic violence shit and down there in Florida?
I just feel as if you feel me. Like I
Yep,
mean,
he was beating on
unless
him. Yes, sir. Well, he was beating on him.
oh
It's
he
on Google.
was.
Yeah, he was
Oh
beating on him.
damn. It just like if he doesn't have another nest built, I mean, I'm get I'm assuming that he's in a different pay bracket caliber the whole nine. But for him just to kind of do something as outlandish as this, with kids, and I don't know, he may or may, like you guys said, he's been in this game for a while, so I would assume that he's built some type of generational wealth. You feel me? At least I would assume so. You know what I'm saying? So for him to kind of just say fuck it all and I'm gonna be okay, because all he's done has played sports. Unless he come out with a shoe brand, or unless he go on like as a co-host on like a little, ESPN talk show or something. Like, what else can he really contribute other than something football related? And considering that this is on such a national stage, he may or may not have burned a lot of bridges with a lot of people, a lot of
Yeah,
networking.
yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you gotta think about it too, bro. He's definitely a character. So
Oh,
we
is he?
still,
He
we
real,
still,
real
this nigga
animated.
still, yeah, this nigga still was making videos with like plastic, patent leather suits on with dogs and money. Like he's a character. So at the end of the
Okay.
day, he
Yeah.
won't be like out of like money. He won't be out of
Okay.
attention. I'm looking at his numbers. This nigga posts this shit, and he's still getting 800 million, views, and it's like
800
I don't
mil.
think he's
Oh
one of
shit.
those guys that's gonna be like, bro, because at the end of the day, he's a character. So we have to remember that. Like a
800
lot of
million
these,
is crazy.
you know what I'm saying?
And if he start a
Yeah.
I mean,
pod, if he start a podcast today, everybody's gonna tune in. He has that pull
today,
already.
Antonio's made 80 million in the NFL, and it
That's
says
what I'm
right now,
saying, bro.
and
That's a
it
lot of
says
money.
that's a
That's
lot of
more,
money, but
bro. That's
but
more money than the average NFL player. That it's
but
NBA players that don't make that.
but King, a fool and his money shall soon part. And if he wilding out on the field like that, do you think it's all an act to get to a
No,
podcast, bro?
we can't. You can't say
I
that,
don't.
bro, because
I,
that's no
Either way
different.
it
I
goes,
know
he's
people
going
who
to
are
be
very
bro.
crazy.
He's
Either way.
mentally,
Yeah,
He
you
need
can't.
help, bro. This is not
yeah,
his
he
first
do need
rodeo,
help.
bro.
Yeah, yeah,
I invite you
I
to
get
go.
you,
I
bro.
invite you to go check this man's mo, bro. Like if you
Yeah, but
haven't
that's
already.
I get you, bro. But
Hey,
just because a man is crazy, don't mean a nigga's crazy with his money, bro.
I'm just
Like
saying, bro. A fool and his money
he
shall
don't
soon part, bro. That that
he
that
don't
that adage has
he
been
don't care
around
about
before
the
me and you
money.
was even thought about, bro.
yeah, that's the thing. He's not even a dude that really cares about like he don't like when a person don't care about money, bro, like it don't like he's not dumb, bro. He not finna go broke. Like you're not finna see him broke. We even after those
Hopefully everything that I'm saying is for naught, and hopefully he has an excellent financial advisory team, and
Right.
hopefully I don't know what the hell I'm talking about because I don't want to sound like an Antonio Brown hater in here. What I am
nah,
simply
nah,
saying,
nah, nah, nah. But
what I
we just have to
what I
stick.
am
We have to
simply saying
stick
is
to
that
what's. Look, we have to stick to what's.
yeah,
That's the problem. Us as
yeah,
people, when
but
we see things, we branch off. We got to stick to what he did wrong, and analyze that, and and talk about that. We can't talk about his funds and what he gonna do with his money and
Get the
what. No,
facts
yeah,
we're talking
first.
yeah, I'm
about his
saying.
behavior on the field. That's it.
Yeah, he'll never play. He'll never take another snap in the
And
NFL,
he's
bro.
still
No,
Yeah.
gonna be
the only
nobody's
rich.
gonna take a chance on
the
him,
only
bro.
thing the only thing he might do, he might be a head coach at a high school or something. Or
Nah, not even that. He
Hell
can't even do
yeah,
that.
no.
Nobody's taking
You
this
don't
dude
think
Hell
from
so?
no.
the dude,
You don't
bro.
think so?
Hell no.
Hell
Come on,
no.
man.
He
Hell
You
might
no.
gonna
be.
you
Nobody,
gonna do
ain't no
something football
parents
No,
gonna
related?
touch that
hell
You
kid,
gonna
no.
do something
bro.
football
Man, he
related? I'm
might be
telling
a
you.
He might be a.
Nobody's gonna
That
want
nigga
Aaron
just
Shoot.
coach for
Rodgers
kids.
around
No parent is
them
gonna want
or
it.
their kids until he proves himself
Hell no,
to
not
them.
high school.
Yeah, it's gonna take if all he has to do, bro, and this is the sad part about this world, all he has to do is go hug some babies, say an apology,
Nah,
do
he already
something
did
great.
that, bro.
He already did
Nah,
that
but that
after his
doesn't,
situation with his
Nah,
wife
after
or
Yeah, he already
he
whatever.
apologized
after
to that. Yeah,
this,
he
he's
trust
got it
He
gonna
right
me,
now.
already
bro.
he on
look
his
like
third
a
strike,
decoder.
bro.
Nah, but
Oh,
he's
Nah,
on the
baby,
third strike
baby,
from
baby,
what?
Don't
Not the
don't
forget
take
the
world,
me off.
fake,
bro. The
the fake
Nigga, have y'all
vaccine
not been
though.
following this dude's career?
the hey, bro, the you're nigga like did a fake screaming,
my
bro.
And
nigga,
then he got
I
hit with a rape
understand
You're
that.
charge too. Then
tweaking.
he got hit with a rape charge too.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me speak. So, up until today, he did all that shit. Came back, won a Super Bowl. Guess what? All that shit was out the window, bro.
Ain't, no,
That's
ain't
what I'm
Facts.
trying to
nobody
tell you.
said nothing
Facts.
about
Talk
that
that
shit.
shit.
Nobody
Nah,
said
it
nothing,
wasn't out
bro.
the
It did
window.
not
Nigga, it was
happen
out the
I
that
What,
way.
window
mean,
bro?
that
yesterday.
was the same
No.
thing. I mean, that was the same thing with Michael Vick though. You know what I'm saying? He
Tom
had that
Brady,
little
nigga.
touchdown. Yeah.
Tom Brady put a word
Bro,
in for
why you
dude, and that's
screaming,
why
What
bro?
he
are
got
you
back.
Bro, stop
doing,
screaming,
though?
bro.
Stop.
Yo,
That was the same thing
Tom
with
Brady.
Michael Vick. Michael Vick had a
who
charge. You know what I'm saying?
is yo? Somebody got to turn their shit all
It's
the
The
way
nigga with the
up.
yeah, no, we
checkerboard
hear
I'm gonna
you,
blanket.
say
bro.
I'm gonna
We
say
hear
it
you.
like this. It's really only one. It's only
Not
one or
today.
two. It's only one. It's only 1 or 2 point of views in NFL that's gonna get you back on the roster after something like that. And one of them is Tom Brady. The other one I would stretch to say at this point is Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers, that's the reason why he was about to leave my squad is because they wouldn't listen to his front
And
office
Tom
choices,
Brady
things that
said, "Be
things that he wanted.
compassionate and empathetic."
But
So
anytime
Tom
Tom
Brady
Brady,
didn't even watch the
anytime
nigga.
anytime Tom Brady has wanted somebody and asked the front office to go get it, whether it was the Buccaneers or whether it's the Patriots, they always relented and they always went and got him. He just broke. That's the straw that broke the camel's back right there, bro. Nobody else is
After,
taking a chance
Yeah,
even
on
after he
Antonio,
left,
bro.
though,
That's it.
Tom Brady
Exactly.
said, "Be compassionate
Tom
and
Brady put
empathetic."
his
Nigga,
name
he's
on the
telling
line
you
for
you
this
don't know
nigga,
what you're
bro.
talking about. Tom
exactly,
Brady
bro.
said that
That's what I'm
nigga's good,
telling you.
bro. Chill
Okay,
out.
so
Like y'all
so
niggas crazy.
whomever's saying that Antonio Brown is going to play another snap in NFL, I
It
invite
doesn't
you to
matter if he
back.
plays another
I
snap
hold
in the
on. That's what we
fucking in the
saying here,
league.
bro.
He's
That's
gonna
what we
be
saying
10
here.
times richer than your next 3 generations of
Oh,
family. Like
okay.
nigga,
What's your
what are you
point though, bro?
talking
He's an
about, bro?
aberration. What point are you trying to make,
What
bro? Like
point are
we're
you
not here.
trying
This
to
is not a
make?
pissing.
You don't
This is
even got
not a
the
pissing
facts, and you
contest,
tearing
beloved.
that
This
black
is
man down, nigga. Shut up,
no.
bro.
We're not,
Dip your dreads.
bro. Whatever, man. Whatever,
Yeah,
Not
y'all
man.
calm
anymore.
down, man. Y'all calm down.
Not
I don't
anymore.
need to calm down. He's already like trying to like assassinate my character.
You shut
You have
you
no
ain't
idea. You
assassinating your
have no
character.
idea who
You
I
got
am, where I
facts,
live, and what
bro.
I'm about, bro. So let's leave it
Who's
at that. We're
coming for
talking about
your
a football player, bro.
character? He didn't attack you
Bro, it ain't
personally. No
even
one's
He
that
just
attacking
told
your
close.
me, he said,
character.
I'm trying to tear another black man
Well,
down. It is what he said.
first of all, why are you shouting at me?
Is that what you're
Don't shout at
doing
me.
though? You don't know if that nigga gonna play another down
Nah,
in
he
in the
tore
league.
himself
What you
down,
Again,
doing,
bro.
bro? Shut
He
up.
tore
again,
himself down.
Hell
He tore.
again,
no.
That's not. Yo, bro, bro.
in the most calmest voice I could possibly say it. For anybody who thinks that that's not his last snap in
Put
NFL,
your hands down when you talking to
I
me.
invite you to back channel me and let's just place a small wager on it.
Bro,
I say
nobody
he'll never
gives
play
a fuck.
again,
Hey,
and
you
that's
heard
all
what
I'm
the
saying.
man said. Just shit. You heard. Take the bet. Shit.
That's all I'm saying.
Just
Take
take
the
it to the
bet. My
back
name is
channel.
Twan Mack. My name is Twan Mack. It's not hard to find me on here if you feel that Antonio did that wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, okay.
I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, and you still got to go to work tomorrow.
I work for myself, so I can't really speak to that. But nah, I don't have to go
But
to
you're
work
working tomorrow,
I
aren't you?
still got
for myself
You're not.
though.
What?
But
What?
you're going to work.
But you working
For
though,
So,
right?
myself.
E
so
e
yes.
e
But
e.
When
you're
I
Trust me.
choose.
working. But you're working.
I'm sorry, I don't have a dick. I can't participate.
You absolutely can, man. Come on, I don't even want to. This is so crazy, man.
Nah,
We
niggas
talk
is
about a
eating me,
football
so
player.
it's
We
all
get
good.
mad, bugged out over this
Actually, you
dude
do.
that don't give a shit about none of us at the end of the day. So
And you're
I
so you're
That
saw what
was
you
talking
the
to
only
the
saw.
uncle.
point we were trying to
Thank
make, but it's cool.
I mean, we don't
Pardon
give
self.
a
What you
shit
say?
about his
What you
said
say,
he
sister?
Hey,
said
What did you
somebody.
say?
Tony. What's happening, Tony? I see you. Wow.
What up? What up? What up?
I mean, we don't give a shit about his ass neither. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a person who's real famous acts so
Did she
goddamn
leave?
childish. You feel me?
We gotta stop getting mad and leaving Clubhouse.
Nah, he right next
Nah,
to
he
you, I
right
think.
there. He right there,
No, I
Mike,
said the
next to
E
you.
leave. The E leave.
Nah.
Now,
Nah, I think
that's
that
the
was
reason why I
somebody.
stepped off of here for a couple weeks. I heard somebody get their life threatened on Clubhouse about some Clubhouse stuff.
Not the
I
life
was
Man,
like, yeah,
threat.
they were.
listen.
It's.
Somebody
I was
got
like, you're
killed
going too
off there.
far.
It ain't that serious. All we over here,
I'm dead ass though.
yeah,
I'm dead ass.
we
I'm not even playing.
all we're
We
doing
just
is
having
sitting
a
in
debate.
the audience and we're watching the show. We just don't know what the show, where it's going to end or where it's going to start. So